Why can't Baltimore have nice things? Why can't the Ravens have nice things? Come on, man. All right. Well, I mean, we already knew about this. Everyone's heard it by now. But yeah, this is the situation. So, Rashod Bateman. We all know he suffered that injury in Tuesday's practice, and we got an update about it yesterday from John Harbaugh about Bateman being out for the next several weeks. He said a number of weeks, and there's no timetable for his return. Now, we didn't exactly know how severe the injury was at that time, but at this point, we kind of do know the severity of it. It's a groin injury, and it's severe enough to the point where Bateman will undergo surgery to deal with that groin injury. So, yeah, he will undergo groin surgery, and he will be out a number of weeks. Considering the fact that he's going to have surgery on this, he's probably not going to be ready to go to start week one. Like, just throw it out the tip. Just throw it out. Throw that idea out for the most part. Okay? He may be back by week one, potentially, but he won't be ready to go by week one. So obviously we know the rest of the preseason training camp, that's a done deal. Shut it down. It's over for him. He's not coming back for that. So at this point, the next time we're going to be seeing Bateman will be during the regular season, but I doubt it'll be week one because he's undergoing surgery. So, we're a month away from the regular season starting, so that's about 4 weeks right there. I don't think he'd be ready to go by then. If I was to give a number, maybe 7, 8 weeks potentially. So we may be looking at a situation where Bateman may not come back until mid to late September. At earliest, it'd be early October. But I'm guessing around mid to late September is when we'll see Bateman return, and he'll make his official debut in the regular season. But yeah, he's gonna be gone for a while, so it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate, You already see the talent coming from this guy. Already seen the talent. Seems like we finally hit on the receiver, and he suffers an injury that's gonna keep him out for the rest of training camp, as well as probably some of the regular season, because he's probably not going to start week one, obviously. He's not going to be out there. So it's unfortunate, but you know what? This is what it is. It is the situation. Prayers up to Bateman. Hopefully, surgery goes well, recovery goes well, and he'll be back on the field in no time. I know, it's unfortunate for this to happen already in his career, but you know what? It is what it is. The guy, he's a strong player. He's a tough player. He's going to get through it. He'll be back. He's a competitor. I can't wait to see him in the regular season, so I'm not worried about him. He'll be back. It's unfortunate, but he'll be back. But besides Bateman, I mean, things have been kind of dicey at training camp over these last couple of days because a lot of players, man, have not been practicing. Yesterday, it was reported that 21 players were not practicing yesterday, and that was crazy to me because I read that. I was like, huh? How you said 21? Now, of course, this includes the players that are injured, such as Boykin, Hollywood, Kane. Just guys like we know who are injured. Those are there. As well as the guys that were taking vet days off. Like I know Sammy Watkins yesterday, he had a vet day off, so he wasn't practicing yesterday. But that still wouldn't total to 21 players not practicing. We got probably, 7 to 8 players that are injured. And then I can give you another 5, potentially 6 players that had vet days if we want to stretch it out. Because it's the summer, it's been hot. It's been hot in Maryland, man, over the last couple of days. So obviously you want to rest a lot of your guys. So I can say 6 players rested. But if you total that out, that's about 14. What about the 7 other players? It is what it is. They're just trying to manage it. It's hot out there, and players are just starting to drop like flies. It's scary. But you know what? Nothing has been severe yet or anything major yet. So these guys are going to be fine. My hope was that, especially for the offense, my hope was that all our guys will be there. Now that Lamar's back, all our guys will be there. They'll be able to practice together. And we'll get some sort of look as to how the offense is going to look heading into the regular season. But, it is what it is. And yeah, yesterday, 21 players were not practicing. Today, a couple of them did return. One of them was Sammy Watkins. But it was reported 18 players did not practice today. So it's a little better than yesterday, but it is what it is. However, one thing that was really rough today is not only did Lamar not have 4 receivers out there, because, Bateman's already out. Hollywood's been out been out for a long time, though he's working his way back. I have no idea what's happening with Boykin. I don't know his condition. I don't know if he's working his way back. I have no idea what's going on with his hamstring, but Boykin's out as well. And Deon Cain is also out with an injury or some sort of situation that I do not know what it is, but he's out as well. So 4 receivers are missing. And at the same time, 4 of your starting offensive linemen were not out there in practice today. I mean, my God. This is the complete opposite of what I wanted. I wanted everybody to be here just before the first preseason game happened. And it looks like that's not going to happen. None of that looks like it's going to happen. So that's fun. And I believe they don't practice tomorrow. I'll have to check on that. But, today is Thursday. First preseason game is Saturday. And speaking on that, we actually do not know if Lamar Jackson's going to play. John Harbaugh did not specifically say whether or not he would play in this game. My guess is he might see some time because judging from the situation right now, it would help Lamar as well as the other guys you have out there to at least go and get some game time, because with everybody out and not exactly knowing how this passing game is going to be and all these players out, all these receivers out, it would be nice to at least see the receivers you do have out there to get some time. One of those guys being James Prochet. Whew, man, speaking of James Prochet, that's been one of the positives, man. Prochet has been absolutely killing it throughout training camp. He is more than done enough to earn himself a roster spot. He's going to be on the roster. Now it's just a matter of how many reps is he going to get out there, how many touches, what's his role going to be overall on this offense? Is he going to be like the 4th receiver, the 5th receiver? Are they going to use him on 3rd downs? That's what the Ravens have to figure out. How are they going to utilize Prochet? Because with the way he's been playing in training camp, he has to have a big role in this offense. Me personally, utilize him on 3rd down, at least. If there's nothing else you do with Prochet, he has to be on the field on 3rd down because this guy catches everything. You can use him in a short pass game, intermediate pass game, wherever you want to use him. But he has to be on the field 3rd down because this guy does not drop passes. So yeah, Prochet has been a positive. So hopefully we do get to see him in the preseason, which I believe will be the case. We might see Sammy Watkins as well. Overall, I think we might see Lamar for some time in the preseason. I just don't know how this is going to go. But man, it's been dicey the last couple of days of training camp. Just so many players are out. Your rookies dropping like flies. Odafe Owe not practicing. That's it's just, oh man, Jesus. This whole situation is reminding me of the 2015 season when we just had like all of these players out. Like half the team was gone. And it was just like, man, there's nothing there. All our starters are gone. It's not there. It reminds me of that. But, thankfully, it is nothing severe with any of these guys. Even with Bateman, his is the worst out of all of them. But it is nothing severe. He will be fine. He will return to most likely play at some point in the regular season. But, his is not something severe. So we're just, knock on wood here, just hopeful that everybody can stay healthy, nothing bad happens. It's the summer, it's training camp, it's going to be tough. You're going to have some hiccups here and there. Some guys are going to miss time. You're used to it at this point. But, this week, in terms of having everyone back, we can kind of throw that out the table and try that out for next week. At least if not everybody's back, I'm hopeful for one thing. Hollywood Brown has been making strides in terms of getting himself back onto the practice field. So my hope is by sometime next week, Hollywood Brown will be good to go and we'll finally get to see him. Maybe at the end of next week, potentially. I don't know. But at some point next week, he will be back on the field practicing, and that'll just be another great weapon for Lamar to be able to utilize, because right now, Sammy Watkins is holding it down. And it's funny, man. Who would have thought? Because I know so many people when Sammy got signed, people were like, oh man, this guy, he's probably going to have a bunch of great practices, maybe like 2 or 3 great practices, and then he's going to get nicked, and then he's going to miss time. Man, who would have thought Sammy Watkins would not only be the one that's shining the brightest in training camp and making the biggest of plays, but he would also be the guy that's still healthy. He's remained healthy. And once again, I will say, knock on wood for that man to stay healthy. God bless Sammy Watkins for coming to this team, because right now, he's been one of the positives, man. We're losing everybody. But Sammy Watkins is still here, and he's still making plays, and the chemistry he has with Lamar Jackson is clearly showing, because Lamar and Sammy, they've been getting it going. They're making plays. They made some plays today, man. They had the play of the day. They're connecting, man. They're connecting. The chemistry's there, and I can't wait to see these two guys on the field. like I predicted early on towards the beginning of training camp, I said when it comes to the regular season, I personally believe that Sammy Watkins was going to be the guy to make the biggest impact in the pass game for us early on to start the season. And as the season would go on, we would start to see Rashod Bateman make some noise, potentially Tylan Wallace, potentially Devin Duvernay and James Prochet. That's how I saw it. I said Sammy Watkins and Hollywood Brown, more so Sammy Watkins, would make noise early on throughout the season, and then we'll start to see the other guys do it as well. So, judging by how the situation is going so far, it looks like Sammy's set to make the biggest impact for our passing game week 1. I don't know if Sammy's going to play in the preseason. I have no idea what the Ravens want to do. But judging by the situation you're seeing right now, and judging by how you haven't had your guys there together to be able to work on this pass game, not to mention Lamar has been out for most of training camp so far, this might benefit you to play Lamar and the guys you have out there right off the bat in the preseason. Play them for a quarter or a quarter and a half. Let them have some game time so you actually have film you can break down and try to work with them. Not to mention, they'll do wonders because, you have James Prochet, you have Devin Duvernay that's still out there, you have Tylan Wallace that are still out there, and Sammy Watkins is still here, as well as Mark Andrews and Josh Oliver. You have guys. We still have guys. So, even though, your other dudes out you have your other dudes out for your receivers. Hollywood's out. Bateman's going to be gone for a while. Boykin, even though a lot of people don't have any faith in Boykin. It's bad. People have completely given up on Boykin. I haven't, but people have completely given up on Boykin. But yeah, you got those guys out. Even though they're out, you still got some weapons to utilize here. And it'd be nice to see Lamar gain some chemistry with them. And since the other guys, his usual weapons are out, this would do wonders, especially with him building up that chemistry with Prochet and Duvernay. Just put Lamar out there with these guys in the preseason, see what you can get from that, and we'll just go from there. But yeah, I don't know what the plan is for preseason regarding our starters or regarding Lamar and some of these guys, but I'm hopeful they'll play them because you're in a situation where you got to get them to have some game time, man. With not everyone out here and all these receivers being out and not being able to see how your passing game is going to look, it would, not to mention your quarterback being gone, it would definitely help. So they gotta do it, man. But it's up to John and that crew and the coaching staff to see how they feel about throwing Lamar and these guys out there in the preseason, how much they want to play him. It's up to them, but we'll see on Saturday. If Lamar's out there, Lamar's out there. If he's not, he's not. But yeah, that's really all we gotta say. Bateman's gonna be gone for quite some time. We'll probably see him at some point in the regular season. Hollywood Brown is making strides and improvements each day, so I'm hopeful he'll be back next week. I have no idea what's happening with Boykin, so I can't speak on that. Our offensive linemen that were gone, that weren't practicing, I don't think it's anything injury-related besides Zeitler, so I don't think Villanueva was out. I think he may have had a vet day, but our offensive line, for the most part, they should be fine. There's nothing severe there. Zeitler's going to be fine with his injury. It'll take some time, but he'll be fine. But other than that, yeah, I think we should be fine there. You did lose some pieces on defense, but your main guys are still out there, so we're not losing anything significant. Or not significant, but nothing major. Like, we're not losing the overall core. It's not like most of our top guys are not out there. Most of our top guys are out there, so it's cool. It's just losing some of the rookies, which is unfortunate. But defense is still going to be fine. Offense, even though a lot of pieces out, they should be fine. These guys are going to start to come back as we get closer and closer to the regular season. Training camp, it happens. It is what it is. But yeah, overall, we should be fine. It's just unfortunate that Bateman will not be here for training camp or the preseason, and he won't be here to start the regular season. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens with that. With that being said, that's all I got. I'm excited to see what happens on Saturday regarding the preseason. But yeah, we have officially started, ladies and gentlemen. The first set of preseason games are tonight. We'll get some games today, tomorrow, Saturday, and we're just going. We're going. It's here. You get to see something from your team. Now we can glean how some of these guys are looking. It's finally here. I can't wait to see it. I'm excited. We'll see what happens with the Ravens on Saturday. Can't wait to see how it goes. It should be fun. But with that being said, that is all I got, man, and I'm out of here. Peace.